Hey there, book lovers. So I have a different Kindle settings menu to show you guys today. This is if you want to remove something from your Kindle library. It's a little bit tricky to find, so I figured I would do a video to kind of show you guys where to find it if you want to remove something from your library. So I have a couple of things on here that I have previously borrowed from my local library, Libby, that I've had sent to my Kindle that I no longer have access to, but they're still located in my Kindle library since I've already finished this book. There's little three dots on the bottom right-hand corner of the book. You just tap those and it brings up a menu that has a bunch of different options for you. You can choose to see the item in the store if it's something that maybe if you don't own it and you want to purchase it, or you want to see, the price or details that way. You can mark it as read if you haven't already. You can download the item if it's not currently downloaded to your device. There is an add to / remove from collection option. You can manage your Amazon family sharing from here, and you can add it to a Goodreads shelf from this menu, but you can also remove it from your library, which is what I'm going to do here. You can click that option right there. And it says it will be removed from your library and all of your devices. Notes and highlights will be saved if you borrow or purchase this title in the future. And then you can remove it or cancel. I'm going to go ahead and remove, and that should take it off of the library there. You may have to refresh. Yeah, it might take a second, but it will do that for you. And again, I've got a couple others on here that I can do that with as well, but that is how you remove something from your device. Now, for those of you who are Kindle Unlimited users and you want to return an item to Kindle Unlimited, it's the same menu. You would go to the book that you want to return that is on Kindle Unlimited and go to the three little dots that's listed there. It brings up the same sort of menu with a few different options. There's a table of contents. You can search the book. You can share the book, that sort of thing. And there's a recap that you can select to read as well. But there is also a remove download, and there's also return to Kindle Unlimited that you can click, and it will kind of do the same thing. I will show you. Instead of remove from library, it's return to Kindle Unlimited, and you can return it or you can cancel. I'm going to cancel because I'm not ready to return that one yet, but just wanted to show you guys where that menu is located for if you have something that you want to return to Kindle Unlimited. That's also where you would find that. And for those of you who saw my video last week about how to borrow and return items from Libby, this might be super helpful for you guys as well. If you missed that video, you can catch that here. I'll also put a link to that in the description as well. But I did mention in that video about if you borrow ebooks from Libby and you choose to read with your Kindle, you have to return ebooks from your Kindle device instead of from the Libby app. And so I actually have a Libby ebook on my Kindle that I'm ready to go ahead and just return early. And I was going to show you guys how to do that. Again, it is the same, those little three dots down there. You tap that and it brings up the same menu. You can just tap that remove from library. So remove from your library and you hit remove. Like I said, it'll take a second to update on your actual Kindle screen, but this is just a nice way you can see I have a bunch of different ones that are just listed in my library that I have borrowed from the library that I don't actually own, that are just on here that would, if I want to go through and kind of clear that up, just to not accidentally tap into something that I don't own, because if I tap into something I don't own anymore, it's going to tell me I no longer have access to the book. So it's really just easy to help you kind of clear up your library, make it look nice with what you actually have access to if you want. But I thought it would be a nice thing to do a video and kind of show you guys where that menu is located, because it's not super intuitive unless you have been using a Kindle for a long period of time and are just super familiar with where all the menus are. As always, I hope that that video was helpful for you guys. Like I said in that video, it is not always intuitive where those specific menus are for you to be able to do certain things on your Kindle. And when you open your Kindle up and start it up straight out of the box, it doesn't really come with super helpful step-by-step tutorials to kind of help you guys out with those. So I always like to give sort of a demo of where things are in case you are new to a Kindle. And if you have missed any of my previous settings videos for the Kindle, you can catch those here. I'll also put a link to those in the description for you guys as well, just to help you guys out with those. Like I said before, this particular setting could be especially handy if you are a Libby user and you use that read with Kindle option on Libby that sends an ebook to your Kindle, because once you do, and you end up, if you finish it early, as you saw on my Kindle, the only way to return it early, if you would like to, would be to return it from your Kindle device. And that would be the settings menu that you would have to access, what I demonstrated in the video earlier, to be able to return it to your library and remove it from your device entirely, versus being able to return it on the app. I did mention that in my previous Libby video, and so I kind of thought that this would be a good follow-up to that, just to give everybody an idea of where that menu is if you are a Libby user and do use that read with Kindle function and you want to return an ebook early and not have to wait for it to just be removed automatically from your device. Because as you did see, I have some that I have used that read with Kindle option that didn't get removed from my library. Like the download got removed, but the cover itself and the actual title is still listed in my library, that I was able to remove it, which is kind of a nitpicky thing for me, because it kind of gives the sense that, like, oh, it's there, I can click on it. But then if I do click on it, it's not available because it was a library title from my local library that's no longer available on my device. But that's a thing that you can just go in and remove from your library that way with that setting. If you found this video helpful and you are whether you're a Kindle user, whether you're a Libby user, and you weren't aware of how to return a ebook that you checked out from your library from Libby, back to your library and get it off of your device that way, or, whatever the case may be, if you found this video helpful and you have thoughts on it, or if you have further questions or ideas for a new video about questions about, your Kindle and how to use certain functions or do certain things with it, please feel free to share those in the comments with me. I am always looking for new ways to interact with you guys and help you guys. And like, I'm a longtime Kindle user, so a lot of these just come second nature to me. And I understand that there are just new Kindle users popping up every day, and not everybody, knows where everything is. And like I said, there are just not, right out of the box, there's not handy step-by-step tutorials when you start your Kindle up for the first time. So you kind of have to look around and play with different settings menus and kind of find these on your own. And having been a Kindle user for years and years, and the nice thing is that a lot of these haven't really changed over the years with very many updates and many new device changes. I'm able to, still kind of understand and navigate everything, and would love to help anybody in any way that I can. So if this is helpful for you guys, definitely let me know, and just share your thoughts. For those of you interested in finding out what's next on the channel, be sure to be on the lookout for my review of This Inevitable Ruin by Matt Dinniman. This is book 7 in this author's Dungeon Crawler Carl series. And if you have missed any of my previous reviews of the books in this series, you can catch those here. I will also put a link to those in the description as well. But this book follows Carl, Donut, and the rest of the crawlers as they venture into the 9th floor of the dungeon, which is Faction Wars, which is a big military campaign against 10 total factions, and they're basically fighting a bunch of aliens that have been allowed into the dungeon, different types of aliens, and they're fighting for their lives, and they have earned the right to have a crawler faction team as well as an NPC faction team. So usually it's only 9 total factions, I think. And they've actually been able to earn the right to sponsor their own faction of crawlers, and then the NPCs have their own faction. But in true Dungeon Crawler Carl fashion, that is not the only thing going on in this book. There are lots of moving parts, lots of things going on behind the scenes, and just new characters involved, and just lots of things to keep track of. It was such a wild ride and such a fun read, and I cannot wait to share my thoughts with you guys on it, so definitely stay tuned for that. As always with my reviews of these books, because it is book 7 and we are so far into this series, it is just unavoidable that there will be spoilers in this review. I will give spoiler alert tags wherever I can just to help you guys out with those. But again, if you have missed my reviews of the previous books in this series, you might want to take advantage of those just to help you guys out, and just to let you guys be aware there will be spoilers in this one. Well, that is all that I have for you guys in today's video. If you saw something in here that you enjoyed and you want to see more like it, please feel free to like and subscribe to the channel for more content. Otherwise, I will see you next time, and happy reading!